Welcome. We are not dead. We are here. We are live. We are AHTV update news discussion. I guess that's what I titled it. Where do we begin? Well, first of all, I would like to say thanks to everyone who's been following us, subscribing to our channel, and watching us over on Facebook and Periscope. People who've been, recently following us on Twitter, which is cool. Our Twitter numbers are growing, which is nice.
Yes.
As well as Instagram, those are growing as well, and our Facebook numbers have astronomically grown recently, so that's kind of cool. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We all do here at American Hammers Network. Speaking of American Hammers Network, we do have a website, AmericanHammers.net. That's AmericanHammers.net. Now, the cool thing is that no, we don't have a Patreon. But if you like what we do and you'd like to support what we do, it would be much appreciated to actually go to our shop. We have a UK shop and worldwide shop. We also have a threadless shop for everyone in the North America. The really cool stuff in there. So it's not just donating money to us. You're actually getting something tangible in return, which is kind of cool. So like some really cool swag. We got a lot.
Yeah, I like to call it a Patriot Tim.
Yeah. That works. Well, yeah. A little update on the event that we were talking about recently in some of our recent shows. Can't do much until we figure out what happens.
It's going to be a virtual event. It's going to be a virtual event. I don't know what that means.
Until we figure out what happens with the Premier League this season and also next season, we can't really
put that cat on a leash.
I know, bloody thing. Sorry about that.
Is that Mrs. Slocum's pussy? No? So anyway, Tittles, I think. I forgot what the name was. But anyway, so we
name it Karen.
Karen, yeah. We're going to discuss some news today. So basically, the event is going to happen. We just obviously don't know when. We can't really do anything about it until we figure out what happens with the season, this season and next season, because we were planning on doing it in late August now. But if the season doesn't start till September, then I don't know what we're going to do. Just stay tuned on that one. It's not going away. We're not going away. We're here. My good friends, Alex from Mississippi down below, and Steve over to my left, I believe. Yeah, cool. I get that right once. Yes, I never get that right. Steve from the UK. We're going to talk some news today. There's not much to talk about. We're not going to beat over the same bullshit, but we will talk about at least three different topics. If you guys have anything in the chat room that you want us to talk about, feel free to post something, and we'll try to bring it up near the midway to end of this show. We're going to be on here for about an hour. Let's start with this one. I'm sorry?
Before you do, can I just give a shout out to Dean, who we were supposed to be interviewing now?
Yes.
He's actually in hospital at the moment. He had an operation that went a little bit wrong, and he's in a lot of pain and suffering. So get well, buddy. We're all thinking of you.
Yeah, get well, Dean, man. I was really looking forward to finally getting you on, the show, man. I met Dean. Dean's a great guy. Steve keeps good company. So, Dean, best wishes, man. But we'll get you soon, obviously, when you get healthy. Yeah, so this is already up scrolling down the bottom. If you could read this, says Karen Brady's proposal shut the season down. I first want to hear your take on her proposal shutting the season down. But then I want, if you don't agree with her, what would you like to see happen? Start with Steve, since you're next to me, and then we'll get Alex's opinion thereafter.
Listen, people don't like West Ham as it is. What with everything since the stadium move, and for her to come out with nonsense like this, it's just alienating us from fans all over the country even more. It was an absolutely stupid thing to say. And if that's her opinion, fine, that's her opinion. But keep it to yourself, you silly woman. When you're in a position like that and you're influencing certainly the media and giving them bloody ammunition to fire at us all the time, just too stupid for words. She's supposed to be this high-flying bloody baroness, you know, this shining light for women in industry everywhere. Well, use your brain, woman. That's all I want to say, really.
Yeah.
She
So
just really annoyed me on it. Really annoyed me.
if you don't agree with it, then what would you like to see happen with the season?
It's just got to be frozen. Just freeze it, and that's it. Just put it on ice, and then later on finish the season. Even if it means delaying the start of next season, you know, these people, they can play two games a week or 5 games in 2 weeks. It's not that difficult. They do it over Christmas and things.
Yeah.
Just to get things caught up.
Yeah.
But just freeze it. Let the government do what they got to do. Get it all sorted out, and then make a plan to go forward. Even if from the end of one season to the start of the next season is only like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they could then schedule a slightly longer winter break, maybe for the whole of January 2021 or something, if the players need a bit of a rest.
Yeah, it is tricky. Actually, I see that. Well, there's actually 2 good points here in the chat room based on what you were saying. This one in particular from Matt Howard says, "But what about the contracts that run out at the end of the season? They're dated. They're not like end of season. Like they actually have dates on them. Like say June 30th, the contract ends. What then? You know, would they have to?" I don't know, get the contracts restructured between now and then. I don't even know. And then the other one was from Forever Blowing Bubbles. It says, you know, everyone now, and that meaning like probably the public who reads this shit, that's not necessarily West Ham fans.
Yeah.
Now thinks Brady
Yeah, see,
says it, and then it means all of us agree with her, which
exactly.
Yeah, not true. Yeah,
exactly.
Alex, what do you think, my man? Before I go into my rant.
You know, I've got more questions, and maybe you guys can answer this because all I do is just look at the headline and read a little bit of it, and it's really easy just to say just kill the whole thing and be done with it. But what was her thought process on it? I just want to know what was the thought process. Does anybody know?
Does anybody know? Does anybody know what's in Karen Brady's fucking head? Come on, man. Basically, shutting down. Basically, it would. I don't know. Maybe she thinks that if we shut the season down, then because she was talking about completely, like meaning restarting the whole season all over again next year,
making it null and void. Yeah.
Yeah. So that keeps
like it never happened. Like it never happened
automatically. Because here's the problem. So right now, as it stands, Aston Villa have a game in hand, and if they were to win that game, they could potentially, depending on by how much they score, I think they could potentially leapfrog us in the standing and put us. Well, they can't put us in the relegation zone. I mean, it would be Watford, Bournemouth, and Norwich. But I'm pissed off because if that, you know, if how do I put it? If it goes as it stands now, and they say this is the final standing, that means that Norwich goes down, which I thought they were going to stay up. Right, Ray? Right, Ray? I see you in the chat room. Anyway, so go ahead. More questions?
Well, you know, I think you should go ahead and give Liverpool the title. And depending on how long it goes, I mean, right now you don't know, but if it keeps extending and extending, at some point you have to draw a line in the sand so you can start over for next year. At some point. Now, is everything she's saying premature? Yes. But I think the theory is, and I hope this is what I would think is, at some point you got to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, we got to start this over. We got to move on. But we're not there yet.
No.
But I think Liverpool should get the title, and you put a freaking asterisk on it if you want to. I don't care. I mean, but at some point, I think there is something correct to the contracts, relegation, things like that. There's something, a line has to be drawn at some point, but I don't think we're there yet. So I think it's a little premature. Just go ahead and bang the whole season and be done with it. But at some point, everything is on the table as far as uniqueness when you get into contracts. I mean, these are special circumstances. So nobody has an answer. So I think for her to come out and say she's got an answer is a little premature. So that's my answer.
I think as far as the contracts are concerned, surely they've got enough time at the moment while nothing's happening to actually speak to these players and if necessary, sign up a slight extension or
Yeah, I mean,
like a gentleman's agreement or whatever.
Yeah, it should be, man. It should be like yeah, definitely. But yeah. Oh God, here we go. All right.
all right, bring it.
um, yeah, I think that scrapping it completely, like she says, and just calling it null and void, I think that's just fucking crazy. It
Stupid.
makes no sense whatsoever. But I'm also extremely biased when it comes down to Premier League football and international football. Like, I don't give a fuck about Euros. I don't give a
No.
fuck about the World Cup. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I give a fuck about West Ham and the Premier League, man, and the rest of the EFL, the Championship, League One, League Two, and so on. I love that structure. So if we were to have to eliminate international breaks and all that other shit, that would be my proposal, because I'd say fuck that. No, I don't care anyway. I understand the World Cup, although, is probably one of the most watched sporting events in the world, which is kind of good on it. But anyway, it's just Euros, so fuck it. I really don't care. I really don't. I think that we should just eliminate that and play in the summer. They're going to be playing in the summer anyway, doing friendlies. Well, we could just eliminate the friendlies. But the problem with that is I guess the logistics of the teams going up. If they only have like a week or two to get their pitches prepared, updated for minimum standards in the Premier League, like Leeds and West Brom or whoever else gets promoted, you got to think about that. There's a lot that goes on with getting the stadium ready for minimum standards wise. Once you go into the Premier League, and then the teams that go down, they got to prepare, and they're not so much, but it's just there's no time. I mean, if we play in the summer, then there's no time, so it's really tricky. I would just say call it a day right now and eliminate. Like you said, give Liverpool the title. Any team that's in automatic promotion spaces, I would absolutely say, you know what, move them up. That's only 2 right now. I wouldn't give time for playoffs or anything like that. I would just say, you know what, bring the 2 up, drop 2 down, because it's clear that Bournemouth and Norwich are, at the bottom anyway right now, because the other teams, like, actually, no, it was Villa. The Villa's there, but a game in hand, that's kind of tricky now. Shit. There goes my fucking thought. All right.
Okay,
no,
if you're Villa, then what or do you say? Whoa, hold on a
it's going to be
second now.
legality. It's going to be a major issue. It's going to be mayhem no matter what they choose, though. No matter what they do. So basically, even if they just say we're scrapping the season, we're going to restart, just like Karen Brady said, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be like legally fighting. Unfortunately, Leeds and West Brom don't have the money to go fight the Premier League over this. But it would happen. There would be court issues and everything else. It would bunch of legalities. And same thing with the teams in the other divisions as well, because who knows what they're going to do. The EFL is not the same as the Premier League. They can do whatever. They have their own group. I mean, the FA says ultimately what the hell happens, but the EFL is its own entity. So the people in Championship and League One and League Two, it gets even messier. And then the teams down in the league below League Two too. I mean, anyway,
it cascades. It's gonna
But I think honestly the easiest thing, the least amount of issues would be if they just say, you know what, the teams that are in automatic promotion, they go up, and then whatever else goes down based off of how many teams are automatically being promoted. But again, Villa, I mean, that sucks for Villa, but do they really deserve to be? Do they even have a fucking fight in this, really? Like a stance in this? Because shit, they're second to bottom. Like, where's your argument? Regardless of how many games in hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean, you should have done better, right? That's my argument. But anyway.
Well, maybe I got an idea. Why don't they take the teams that mathematically, could you have a playoff for the bottom 4?
I mean, again,
I saw on was it Twitter? I think that someone was saying that one of the European leagues, I think, did it one time, maybe Italy, where the teams in the relegation zone had a playoff with the teams in the promotion zone of the lower division.
That would be kind of cool.
It was sorted out that way.
Yeah, but when? You know what I mean? That's the other thing. So,
if they've done their tests and all the teams have tested negative for this virus, they can do that behind closed doors. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and Charlie makes a good point over here too. It's He actually, all right, now that we're talking about it, I do see that where she's coming from to an extent. It's the cleanest way without a nonsense situation. I mean, pretty much anything that we're all mentioning here, no matter what scenario happens, I mean, it's all nonsensical. The issue is that until we find out precisely when teams are going to be actually able to play again, depending on where that lands in the calendar, then we have to look at, okay, well, how much time do we have? And then is that going to push the next season back as well? Is that going to eliminate either breaks or international breaks? Is it mean that they're just going to add more fixtures? It's a fucking mess everywhere. I heard people talking about, hey, well, why don't we just drop 4 down and bring 2 up, or bring 4 up and 3 down, and this,
Yeah.
that, and everything else? I mean, listen, they're all ideas. I can't say I wouldn't be happy with any of them. I think they all make sense in its own way. But again, someone else in the chat room said, I think, oh, Kent Hammers, that's right. There's no perfect solution.
No,
There isn't.
no.
We're fucked.
And I, do you know what? The more I think about it, the more I can see that once everybody in the team and the playing staff and the backroom staff are being tested,
Mm-hmm.
and all the tests have come back negative, then they're going to be played in a sterile environment, aren't they? They're going to just be playing in empty stadiums. That's the only way I can see it being done in time.
If this is the chalks that I think it is, I think we're going to be talking to you hopefully next Sunday. And I forgot that the time difference, we're only 4 hours behind you right now, so it didn't quite work out today. But if this is the person I'm thinking of, we'll get an interview with you hopefully next weekend.
Speaking of backroom staff getting tested, and I don't know if this is one of your subjects, but the fact that Moyes did not get that from touching the guy from Arsenal, he should actually be retained for like the next 3 years, because he is
super immune.
Because he is of God. Yes.
I'm
just saying.
The Messiah.
Yes. He is 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Good on him.
Yeah. Well, Charlie thinks Steve's right. Steve's right, especially we'll see behind closed doors with testing done on the players to prevent anything. Yeah. Tests schmessed. I don't know. Whatever. Just fucking use your brain. How about this? How many people? This is Tim off. This is personal, Tim. I'll take my West Ham hat off here, as you can see my fucking. There you go. You don't hug a dude with the flu. You don't make out with a woman who is sick, with the cold or the flu, right? You don't make love to her, right? I mean, you don't go to the infirmary and say, hey, let's hug each other and let's hold each other's hands and stuff like that, right? Without taking proper precautions. Am I correct? I mean, like, just use your fucking brain. Like, you know what? If people are showing symptoms like that, just stay the fuck away. How about that? And keep yourself clean. That's a good one right there, right? Keep yourself clean, everybody, and then we don't have to worry about this shit spreading so much. And yes, social distancing, absolutely. But anyway, that was just off subject real quick. I had to get that out. It was bothering me. Is that Mrs. Slocum's pussy again?
Oh, for fuck's sake! Sorry, mate. Get out.
All right. Enough of this shit. There was someone who had a topic. I'll go back, see how far I can go. Here we go. This is from Forever Blowing Bubbles. This is a new topic for us to discuss. We didn't really want to bring it up. No, I can't say we don't really want to bring it up. We just didn't have it in mind. But it's a great. What the fuck is this thing? Here we go. From Forever Blowing Bubbles. If the season were to get scrapped and was to end, who's your hammer of the year right now? Steve.
Right now.
I mean, if the season were to end today and say, you know what, they're not going to return in April or wherever.
Augie?
Right on.
Followed closely by Declan Rice.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Ogbonna.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same. For the fact that he's, been there this whole time too. Not like, Balbuena and Diop were flip flopping and rotating, so Diop hasn't really played a full season. Plus, he hasn't played 100% every single match. Yeah, you're right. So
Chat room's
Declan,
agreeing.
yeah, Declan hasn't had the best season either, but he's been there the whole time, and he's put in a shift the best he can, I guess, as much as possible. So, yeah, that's my opinion. Someone's birthday. Whose birthday? Oh, for Blowing Bubbles. Well, happy birthday for Blowing Bubbles.
Indeed.
Yeah, shit, I can't take this comment off, man. Can someone pull up and never mind. Rice, baby. All right. So our chat room's off the hook today because everybody's home bored. The next topic was Ogbonna himself. That's a good segue. I didn't intend on that. That's funny. So, Mr. Augie, the fuck is it? He's not happy about the government, especially taking too long to postpone the season. I guess this is from a couple days ago, but basically he said that they're pretty much waiting for someone to die before they take action. Talk about the government. I know we said we wouldn't get political, so let's try not to get as political as we could in this one. But a lot of that also has to do with the Premier League themselves and the FA, right? It's not just the government, right? I mean, come on. It's their league. They can shut down even if the government doesn't tell them to. You know what I mean? So what does it have to do with that? So, Steve, what are your thoughts on Augie, his comment?
Well, I don't know.
Should he stick to playing football?
You had your little rant earlier about
I know.
just staying clean and social distancing and things like that. And
I've been isolated too long.
You have that opinion going all the way up to everybody should be running about screaming and panicking and it's the end of the world. It's fucking Resident Evil and World War Z.
28 days later.
Yeah. But there have been some developments today which have slightly disturbed me. So I'm not quite sure what camp I fall in, whether I actually agree with him or not. It just I don't know enough. Even though I've been watching rolling news non-stop, I still feel like I don't know enough to say whether I do or don't agree with him.
What happened?
There's arguments to say yes, agree with him, and there's arguments to say no, he's overreacting.
What's the disturbing thing that happened that might change your camp?
Well, I was veering towards it's only the flu, for fuck's sake, everybody calm down.
Yeah.
But someone, a friend of mine who, I can't remember if they said it was their partner or their sister or something, but works for the NHS. But anyway, apparently the NHS are clearing hospital wards, in preparedness for a mass influx of sick people. Exactly. Now, that's not public knowledge. The press aren't reporting on that. But also, our health minister, Matt Hancock, was on the TV today asking engineering companies like, for example, car manufacturers, Ford and Honda and people like this, to stop making cars and start making hospital ventilators. And he said, no price is too much. We will pay you whatever it needs. We need you all to, almost like on a wartime footing, we need you to make all these medical ventilators. Well, if that's the case, but it's only flu, that's concerning, isn't it? Maybe Oggie's right. Maybe he's overreacting.
Alex,
who knows?
Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, with what I do in college athletics, I kind of got the fact that we were going to, postpone or cancel whatever the NCAA tournament. I kind of knew that was going to happen, but the NCAA went ahead and jumped the gun and said they were canceling all spring sports. So college baseball, college World Series, that's in June, mind you.
Yeah.
So we were all taken back a little bit. I think the university here at Mississippi State. I don't know this for a fact; it hadn't been released, but I got a feeling that we're probably going to canceling classes or making kids take online courses for the semester. Hell, nobody knows. But I mean, I don't know where I kind of went off on that rant, but the thing with Augie, I think it really didn't matter who was first. I mean, somebody was going to, somebody, the Golden State Warriors said they're going to play. All this happened in like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame. It was like, oh my God, the Warriors are not going to play in front of fans. And then I can't remember what the sequence was. It was just a cascade of things, and it was almost like, okay, who's going to be the first person to announce it? Who's going to be the social justice person? Who gives a shit? I mean, as long as it got done, they didn't play. Premier League didn't play. Who cares who was first? So for somebody, and I don't know the background on it. Maybe he knew something more than. Maybe the players knew something more than everybody else did. But I think all this kind of comes from the government down. And I know we weren't going to get governmental, but I think they had to stress to all these associations, all these NCAA, Premier League, all these leagues that the social distancing thing had to be done. And, I told Tim the other day, and, you look at my Facebook page, because Tuesday I came in, I was like, I really want to learn about how things were dealt with the Spanish flu, like in 1918. And it all came down to social distancing. There's a story on my Facebook page. Tim read it. I think, Steve, you saw it too.
Yep, I've shared it.
And the thing about the curve is that now you're starting to hear that, like, hey, we're going to, try to get the curve to go down. That's what all this was about. So for someone to die before somebody takes action, for him to say that, you don't know when that happened or when he said that or what he was thinking, but it was going to happen anyways. They were going to cancel it. Everybody knew that. It was just who was going to be first to ring the bell. So it didn't matter. I mean, it's going to happen, and I think the reason why, and Steve, maybe you're right, is they're planning on the worst. But I don't know if it's going to get to that. Somebody asked me the other day, like, hey, what do you think about all this? I said, it's like nuking a daisy. It's effective. It's very effective. You can drop a nuclear bomb on a daisy. It's very effective. And it might be overkill, but wouldn't you rather look back and go, yeah, you know what? We did everything we were supposed to do. And and that's what's happening right now. It's going to get painful right now. It's going to get really weird for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then we'll start seeing maybe a month, we'll start seeing things a lot better and things will return back to normal. Mm-hmm. It's just a hiccup. And I'm going to go on record as saying that. Maybe I'm wrong in a couple of weeks, but I think it's a hiccup in life, and we're going to get through it. Right? And that's my rant.
Well, I hope so, because the wife and I are supposed to be flying to bloody California.
No, you're not.
May. So can you imagine?
No, I don't know if that's going to happen. That might, may happen. But
when? I'm sorry, when?
May.
Yeah, like
I think be all right.
If the curve is like you said, they should lift the ban for May. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But the bottom line is, listen. What the sickest part of everything though is that panic is a mental illness, dude. Like it's ridiculous, and that's not being prepared. Okay, so this yes, being prepared is a good thing, and making sure we're not reacting, but we're all reacting right now. But also you got to think about how you're reacting, and also how the media is treating everything. And it's pretty sickening that the media is stirring up this massive fucking global panic. Yeah, I cancel your Spain trip. My stepmother and my stepsister have they already had planned on going to Italy, which ain't happening now. Yeah, for the first time, so that would have been cool, but yeah, it ain't happening now. Plus, I don't think I want to go there anyway with all this fucking panic. They're Jesus Christ, and they clearly don't seem prepared at all, and they don't seem like they're reacting very well to their situation, or they don't have the necessity to do so. But my big thing though is people, please, dear God, just focus on yourself. It's kind of like the mother on the plane, right? You know, they always say, you know, mother, like, please, you know, put your mask on first, save yourself, and then you can be useful to save your child and shit like that. Protect yourself, clean yourself, make sure that you're all set, and then focus on, you know, worrying about panicking, freaking out. Oh yeah, everybody else and shit. Like seriously, like use your freaking brain, please, dear God, use your brain, people. And going bananas and going crazy and freaking out and getting all this goddamn toilet paper. Like, what's up with that, man? Like, calm the fuck down. But anyway, that's rant number 2 for me today. And
in the supermarket yesterday, out of all the various, and there was lots of different shelving sections that were stripped bare, but the one that blew my mind, onions.
What?
There wasn't an onion left in the store to be had, or a mushroom. Not a single onion or a single mushroom. What? So
Well,
everybody's going to be home making herbal remedies with fucking onion and mushroom soup? Well, I just didn't get it.
In honor of the coronavirus, Alex said that he had 7 Coronas last night at the pub. And in honor of the swine flu, you know, God rest his soul, I had bacon this morning. It was delicious. Yeah, no, this is what it is. I just I wish that I pray that people just calm the fuck down, right, and just open your eyes and use common sense. Thanks. Let's get on to the next West Ham related topic before we lose everybody. This one has nothing to do with any of that shit, which is good. Issa Diop. All right. So I saw in the famous Sun, this is the lovely Sun. Arsenal's eyeing a move for Issa Diop. That's a new one because it was Manchester United last summer that wanted him. But it looks like they're eyeing a move. I know they want Danny Ceballos as well. They're looking at 35 mil for him. But I wonder what they would be interested in paying for Mr. Diop. Didn't say that in the article. I know our price tag was kind of heavy on him, but I said this last summer after watching his first season with us and how inconsistent he was and how ready he was not on a regular basis. I said 65 million, 45 million, go. You can buy 2 of them, 3 of them for, you know, that price. And everybody called me an asshole. So anyway, what are your thoughts on Arsenal eyeing the move? Would you sell him? How much? Etc. Steve?
I wouldn't be adverse to selling him. The only thing that annoys me a little about that is selling him to a London rival. You know, even if the price is right, to a London rival just doesn't feel right. Yeah, if it was going to be United or City, then fair enough, or even the Dippers up the road. But
yeah,
you know, to a London rival kind of rankles a bit. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But
let's sell him to Tottenham for that much. I really don't care. I mean, because again, he's so fucking inconsistent. I really don't think he'd be a threat to us anyway. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just something that I should get over.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. I mean, Arsenal, I don't know, maybe next year, you know, they could be a threat, you know. They didn't really look that threatening this year, but they did go through a manager change. He caught the corona, the COVID.
Corona.
I mean, is he dead yet? Does anybody know? Did he die?
Corona.
Caught it? Is
no,
he
he's
ill?
His wife's been on English TV saying that he's fine. He just had a bit of a temperature and a bit of a headache. Took some ibuprofen and he was fine.
And there was a football player too that Hudson Odoi, I think it was, that also caught it. And like he said, hey, I'm going on social media. I could be wrong about the player, but it was this gentleman from, I think it was Chelsea, could be Chelsea. Anyway, he said, all right, I got it. I'm going dark now. I'm going in isolation. I'm not going to be on social media until I come back healthy. And then like literally the next day he was on social media saying, hey, I'm fine. Feel good. Yeah. I don't know what the problem is. So again, are the tests correct? Who knows? I don't want to get into that part of everything. But
I think the younger and healthier you are, the less it affects you.
Yeah.
So the older and more unhealthy and infirm you are, the worse it's going to be for you.
Yeah. Well, going back to the topic real quick, I did
Yes.
veer off there. I'm sorry. Foshizi says he'd take 70 million. Charlie said 70 million too. Issa form picking back up. I don't believe that, Kent. I'm sorry, man. I don't see it on a regular basis. I do see it, and I saw it last season a couple times. 1 out of every 4 games, or maybe 2 in a row, and then his form would dip again. Yeah, Diop was terrific player, but replaceable. Again, it's one of those things where think about how much we paid for him. Really wasn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. Think about what we can get for him, even if it was only 40 million, or if it was 70 million, we can get 2 or 3 of him. And Foshizi does say it was Hudson Odoi, and yeah, you can check his social media. I'm pretty sure he's out there doing laps or doing sprints and stuff. He's healthy. He's good.
My question is, what does everybody see in him? What does everybody see in Diop that we don't, apparently? If we're also
young,
willing to get
at Toulouse, he's got leadership ability, supposedly. That was in France, though. Anytime we kept bringing up, okay, well, if Noble moves on, who's going to be captain? Nobody seems to say Diop because he can't speak English that good. So that was their excuse, not mine. I'm just saying. But anyway, there's a lot of things. It's hypocritical, I guess. A lot of they say that we only spent 22 million on him, and he's super young. He's our future. Him and Declan Rice could be our future if we kept them around. Blah blah blah. But again, we keep using him right now as if he's our now, and he's not our now because he's so inconsistent. Not as inconsistent as Ryan Fredericks or others, or Anderson even. But I don't know. Listen, if the offers are on the table and we're talking big money that will like double or triple what we paid for him, get the fuck on.
Right, but if we got 60 million for him,
yeah,
other teams then that perhaps would have a player that that we may look to replace him with, know we've got this money burning a hole in our pocket. They're going to charge us premium for whoever we go after. And are they going to be as good as or better than what we've just sold? Oh, just behave. Don't start. Seriously, don't start.
I didn't say nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I mean, what does everybody see in him that we can't get out of? Why would you want to pay that amount of money if we're willing to sell him for that kind of money or whatever money it is?
Because they have that money. Because the only 2 clubs that have come out and said, "Hey, I'm interested in him right now," and they're talking big money, are the clubs that spend big money on players, and sometimes it doesn't even work out for them.
True.
Like the fucking 90 million pounds for Harry Maguire, Manchester United. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Diop might be better than Harry Maguire, maybe potentially long term and all that other shit. And they paid 90 million for that fucking goon. You know what I mean? So, and then Arsenal again, another club with a shitload of money. So now you don't.
So they're willing to take a risk.
Coming over and saying, "Hey, we're smart. We make intelligent signings. We want Diop. We'll give you 4.5 million because we have an 11,000, 12,000 foot stadium or seat stadium." But anyway, it's all about the clubs themselves, dude. Like, I mean, they splash big money on anybody anyway.
I tell you what, we'll sell him for what amount of money it is, and then we'll reconfigure the building to have all the seats closer to the field.
I think that we should actually ask for 120 million because we could use the Harry Maguire scenario as an instance, saying, "Listen, fucking Diop is way better than Maguire, man, and 90 million pounds for him. Like, come on."
The bar has been set. You're right.
Yeah.
And another question I've got on that is what is his contract status? Is that just somebody putting out some bullshit so he can get a bigger deal?
Oof, I don't really know on that one.
I mean, that's a question to ask.
Charlie might know. Charlie, let us know. Come on. JP might know. He's in the chat room too. JP, come on.
Yeah.
What's the contract look like? Is he in renewal stage here or what? Tebow says, "Don't sell players we actually need." We don't need Diop. How do we need Diop? Please tell me, Tebow. Explain it to me, please. Ogbonna's doing all right now. He's pretty much everyone's hammer of the year, as far as I know. And then, I mean, we got Cardoso and others in the youth ranks. Think about how many Diops we could buy. Not just Diops. I mean, anybody. I mean, even if we fucking took like 20 million of that and said, "Oh, we spent it on someone stupid." So Diop or Balbuena or by someone else. Yeah, so Balbuena, the issue with him though is that yeah, he's just not cut out for the Premier League, I don't think.
Charlie's checking in.
2023.
2023.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we could I don't know, put Noble at center back. I'm just kidding. Not enough coffee today. I don't know. Listen, I really am not impressed. I wasn't impressed with Diop when we were talking last season. Diop's first season. I mean, there was like 4 matches in a row. He was ice cold, fucking leaking. I mean, here's the thing: you can't have it both ways. It's either Fabianski or it's a defense, right? Everybody, all the time, I'd be bitching about Fabianski leaking in goals, and everybody said no, it's the shitty defense. And who was always in front of him? Fucking Diop. And you tell me that, oh no, Diop's the future. Like, what is it? Is it Fabianski or is it Diop and the other goons that we got there? I mean, I don't know. Tell me, somebody.
I got nothing.
I had to get a Fabianski jab in at one point, hoping someone would bite on it, but no one's biting in the chat room. Just a whole lot of ugh. And it's madness to sell a player for $70 million and say we didn't need him. We need the money, dude. We need more players. We need a deeper squad, don't we? Don't we need a deeper squad? Don't we? Where's that money gonna come from? You talking about the GSB? Huh? The GSB's got that money? No, we need as much money as we can bring in, man. And honest to God, between Declan Rice and Issa Diop, where else are we gonna get that money? Think fucking anyone's gonna pay $40 million for Anderson after what shit he's done for us?
I think if you're going to go youth movement, you go ahead and sell them and take that money and invest it into your youth.
So that's a good look at this one. This so chicken or the egg, right? This is a chicken or the egg one. I love this. As George Ram used to say, and this is from JP, who says it's both. A goalie is only as good as his defense. If that is true, and you're saying the defense is shit, does that mean the goalkeeper's shit? Or if you're saying Fabianski is fucking phenomenal, is the defense phenomenal? Is that what that quote is saying? I don't know. Anyway,
Steve, you and I, let's just check out for a little bit and let them two go at it.
But if you had the best 4 defenders in the world, like the best left back in the world, the best right back in the world, the best 2 centre backs in the world,
yeah,
and then Roberto in goal, are you saying then that Roberto's world class because your goalkeeper is only as good as the defense in front of him?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got me on that one. Oh, yeah. No comment.
Indeed.
Defending starts in the front line. Total football in it. Yeah. Listen, I don't even know anymore. What is football? Football's gone. It's dead. Fucking, this is unreal. This pissed me off. Goddamn fucking people. Man, I'm telling you.
Goddamn people can't wash their hands.
Seriously, wash your ass, wash your hands. It's that simple. Like, keep your shit clean, put on clean clothes, take a shower every day. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Hide your kid, hide your wife.
Dude, I wanted to use that so bad, but I don't know how to edit shit. I was gonna make a video with that in it. Be like, fucking, this is the hysteria that we're dealing with right now. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh my gosh. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Someone said yes. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think we were all talking about this. You know, I a couple days ago I was mentioning to Alex via like text message or something like that, saying, man, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like, this is just so
yeah, y'all think this shit right now is bad? Just wait till you get text messages at 6 a.m. from him. You just ain't shit. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm like,
and you don't even know how to respond. He's probably just looking at me, just seeing dots, and I'm like,
and Alex is all like, come on, man, no, we don't. I'll do a show with you, man. You know, because I was like, listen, all our shows are getting rescheduled. You know, it's like Hammer's Chat and West Ham Fan TV and JP, they're all putting out content, and here we are diddling ourselves, and there's no fucking there's travel bans. We don't know what, we can't talk about our event because we can't even schedule our event because we don't know what the fuck's up with our season. There's nothing to talk about because everybody else already talked about it. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And I'm, I started to have my own little version of this fucking mental illness, fucking panic, this hysteria that's going on in the whole world. And then, you know what I did? I fucking took a shower, and I said, you know what? No, I'm not gonna
Calm
let
the
this
fuck
fucking
down.
hysteria
Yeah.
get over.
Okay, first of all, the only hysteria you should be listening to is Def Leppard. Okay, first of all.
Best. That is one of the best songs
Yes.
of all time.
All right. Second of all, we are providing a service for all these people right now.
Yeah.
Because some of these people in chat room, Katie, you're by yourself right now. I know you are. This is the outlet right here. You're talking. This is it. We're providing a service. And we're giving people an opportunity to talk about, because people talk about this shit anyways. We should actually just let people we should probably just give out the code and let people hop in and just talk. It might give actually people some sanity. Just
I've
actually
already been looking at different options besides StreamYard to see if there was any way that we could, would it be easier to pull people in and pull people out of? How many people could we have in a room at one time without fucking up? Because that's my issue with StreamYard. Anytime that we have more than 4 people in here, even with 4 people, sometimes it fucks up. Like us 3 right now, the quality's decent right now. We bring someone else in, and all of a sudden, like, what the fuck is that? Stop typing. No one's typing. Well, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I was thinking about, looking at different services, but you know what? There really isn't any. So we're fucked. Unless we pre-record shit, which I don't know how to edit videos. I don't. So I can't do that. We don't have Charlie. We don't have Dan, So anyway, here we are. Enough of that. Let's
what's next? What's next on the topic?
So what we talking about? Oh yeah, let's take this fucking banner off before I start getting dizzy. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Anybody in the chat room, bring up some comments, and we'll.
I have one. It was brought up earlier on in the chat room by I think it was Forever Blowing Bubbles.
Good man.
And it was a point that I'd actually made previously. All this shutdown at the moment is giving teams like Spurs an unfair advantage because they're going to be getting like Harry Kane and Son and all that fit. So when we come to, or whoever has to come to play them, at the moment they've got no strikers. They'll have 3 again once the Premier League restarts. So they're getting an unfair advantage. So when people are saying and looking at negatives all the time with this, I know we want as much negativity towards Spurs as we can because we hate them bastards, but they're getting an unfair advantage because their main strike force is going to be fit and healthy again.
Yeah.
So maybe Kieran Brady wasn't crazy.
Maybe not.
Well, it's funny. I did read some of the social media posts that were talking about the Kieran Brady proposal, and depending on what group you were in, the comments varied. But for the most part, there was a lot of people that agreed with it. Saying I guess it's the lesser of the evils, and it was really strange. Coming from her mouth. I mean, if anyone else said that, would all be like, you know what, that makes sense. Let's do it. But because it's that bitch, we, I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, so anyway, my greatest.
God, I hope Jack Sullivan's not watching.
I know. Well, he watches the women's show. He doesn't watch our show. But anyway, so here's the thing. The best thing for us and everybody else is that this summer, depending on what happens, obviously, when the season ends, when the season starts, or we actually having summer matches, whatever, blah, 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 blah. United's going after Kane. And it's going to be a whole summer long fucking news item because they, England, British press, they love Harry Kane. They love him to death. And Manchester United, I mean, that's a massive club. So it's obviously going to be news all the time. Oh, they are going to offer this one. Tottenham wants this much. They're not going to give it, and so on and so on and so on. It's going to be the whole fucking summer. This is my prediction, just like I predicted Fabianski getting hurt this season. It's going to happen, but Tottenham's not going to sell at the end of the day. It's just going to be a whole big fucking distraction, and Man United's going to be pissed, and it's just going to be great for everybody because I hate Man United. A lot of everybody hates Tottenham, so it's going to be great for a great distraction for both clubs. So that's my prediction. That was just a rhetorical. I don't even think that was a question. But anyway, JP was saying something about what's our all-time 11. I don't know if we have the time to really get into that. We only got like about 10 minutes left, but a great
What's your
question.
11 for next year?
We should do a show on our greatest all-time 11 some point soon. Thank you, JP. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
What's your
11
11
this
for
year?
next year?
11 for next year? Ooh, that's
Yeah.
tough because what is
When is next year?
When is next year? What
Yeah.
does that really mean? Next year for whom? When does next year begin?
Now. Next year begins now.
Yeah.
Like Spaceballs. Next year begins now. Now is now.
Now's now. I love Spaceballs. Yeah. Fucking A, man. I don't know. Because again,
Okay. I like
he's
Steven.
available.
I like Steve's question. How do you rate the job Moyes is doing?
Garbage.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Probably just as good as he did with us last time around, which was about 26% winning percentage.
Taking over the show. Steve, what do you say?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you know, it's dithering Dave, and I don't like his substitutions. Far too late. Why did he wait till the end of the transfer window to pull in the two players he pulled in? But he seems to say something positive about him. He seems to like to have people around him who know what they're doing. I mean, he's just bought Kevin Nolan in, hasn't he?
But
Before he had,
and did he?
he
Was
had
it
Stuart
his
Pearce
choice,
and the other guy.
or was it the
I think
board?
so. Yeah. No, I think it was his choice.
Whoever's choice it was, fucking great choice, best choice.
Yeah.
Best thing that's ever happened to David Moyes is bring Kevin Nolan.
He will listen to him as well. I mean, I don't know if it shows up on TV, but the couple of games that I've been to where Nolan's been there, and you actually see him coming off the bench and coming into the technical area and talking to Moyes and talking to the players.
Yeah.
Moyes is letting him. So in that respect, Moyes isn't just he's not a dictator. He will listen to people around him.
Yeah. Well,
And I
listen,
think
the two
that's
signings.
sorry, I was
that
going
we've had- Go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Go.
No, I was just gonna say I think that was borne out in when we saw the change in formation from the 3 or 5 at the back against City to going 4-4-2 with or loose 4-3-3 against Liverpool and Southampton. And Arsenal, it didn't quite work, but it was still good.
Real quickly, what do I think of that? I think it's great idea. And secondly,
why hasn't it been done before?
Exactly, makes no sense to me.
That's like the silliest thing I've ever heard.
And Steven, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or as Neil would say, absolutely. So the first order of business would be to sign this man fucking permanently.
Yep, I agree.
100%. Like that was a great order of business, bringing him in. Who would have thought that he would get hurt? Doesn't matter. He's back now. He'll be great. That's the type of player that we need. He's shown that already. Even his first match that he appeared in, you could just see that he wanted to impress straight away. He wanted to show up, show the fans that he was giving a fucking effort, which is awesome. So there's that. And that's probably the leadership skill in him, which could lead to great things for us down the line. Bowen, godsend. Fucking, I'm telling you, he's going to be just phenomenal for us. And Dean Ashton seems to think so as well, which is a great vote of confidence for the lad. But what do you guys think about that? I don't know, or anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, bringing up the Moyes thing, I still think he's the right guy. I mean, it's not an X and O thing. It's not a substitution thing. I think he truly can do. I bet he could do the best with the least. I mean, you look at all the players, look at all the teams that are good. Hell, look at Pellegrini. Look at the players that he had and the salaries he had to buy said players. I think Moyes can do the most with the least. And then second of all, what is West Ham? What's the identity? Like when you see them, what do you think? Youth, old players, Jennifer Lawrence. Sorry, you didn't get that joke. I'll show that one to you. But I mean, if you had put a cue card up and you started to look at all the players and look at their name, look at if you took a cue card, look at all the teams, what do they stand for? I think he would actually give this team an identity of, hey, we are going to go young. I think the Bowen thing, finding the right guys,
And yeah, giving him an opportunity was just phenomenal. I'm not sure if that was intentional, meaning like I don't think I'm not sure Moyes really knew what he had in his hands when he gave him that start. Because he had no intention of beating Liverpool that first match, and he gave him that first start, and he fucking played great. I mean, not 100%, but he did damn good. And then he gave him that other opportunity, and I really think he lucked out on that one. But yeah, identity wise, I don't think there is one right now. The identity that we all dream of, which is just putting a shift in every game, making sure that everyone's just putting in a shift every game, 100% from beginning to end, putting in an effort, just showing effort. Goes a long way with West Ham supporters, and that always will. And then trying to do the opposite of long ball. You know what I mean? Just playing attractive football, I guess, is what we really want. I guess that between that and the working hard is the West Ham way. Haven't seen that in a long time. And you said Moyes doing a lot with a little, but yet he's done absolutely the opposite with a lot. So he had a fantastic squad with Manchester United and did piss poor. Sunderland arguably had they had an expensive squad. They surely did. Their payroll was fucking astronomical. They had a decent squad, and he got them fucking relegated. So, and Real Sociedad, wherever the fuck, or Espanyol, wherever the fuck you went over there, did shit with them too. And again, so I don't know. I mean, in this scenario, and his last stint with us, sure, he did what he had to do with little, or at least with no identity, as you're saying, because and again, like to agree with you is that he can't create a fucking identity in that last stint because it was just a tiny couple months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then same thing with this scenario. Can't really recreate an identity, especially now that the season's shut down. What the fuck? There goes that. But again, I mean, will I give the guy the benefit of the doubt? Absolutely. He's our manager. You know what I'm saying? At least he, like Steve was saying, surrounds himself with quality people. And that I give him a lot of credit for. And then we have a lot of talent in the squad, even the guys that aren't performing. I mean, if you look at the names on paper, like, holy shit, like it's just a phenomenal fucking squad. Like looking at, so I got the West Ham United versus Brighton program here, like from the match that I went to, and I'm looking at the list of our names, and then I'm looking at the list of Brighton's names. We should have fucking destroyed them like 8-0. If you on paper, you know what I mean, and lost that 3-3. So that there's something like you're saying. There's a lack of identity, a lack of there's something missing inside the core of the club, like the players. Even there's something not quite clicking, and sometimes you'll see glimpses of it. Like that fucking Bournemouth match, Moyes' first match with the club, or the match against Liverpool for like a brief period that we almost won that game, should have won that game, but then we collapsed like we did against Brighton. And I guess same thing against Brighton. We showed glimpses of holy shit, this is what we're talking about. This is what we can do. But I don't know if anybody here or anybody in the chat room or anybody watching this after the fact has the answer to how the fuck to fix the identity and also how to fix the club to make it so that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing on a regular basis. Rant over.
Kevin Nolan, I think, will go a long way to doing that. Though.
Big time. I just wish he was our manager, but yeah, I mean, this is the perfect time for him to absorb everything that David Moyes is doing. To just watch and just focus and absorb everything that he's doing from a manager standpoint, and working with Alan Irvine as well, who's also been a manager himself, even at the Premier League level. Indeed. Not the most successful Premier League manager, but he'd been there, done that. Learning from those guys is fantastic for Kevin Nolan, because yes, Kevin Nolan is going to be a brilliant manager one day. I just hope to God that he's our manager one day, not someone else's.
I agree.
I like Reese's comment here. Should Moyes have Cantwell on his transfer summer
Yeah, 100%.
transfer list.
Yeah, that's one of the few relegated players that I would put on my list. I know Irish Tommy has a handful. He's mentioned from time to time. Yeah, there should be a bunch, but again, we don't know who's being relegated. We don't know what the story is. We don't know if anybody's being relegated. If they just scrap the season, say start over, then nobody gets relegated. Here we go again. You know what I mean? And then financially, that could crush clubs that are below. They've invested so much money to try to get up to the Premier League, and then all of a sudden, gotta start over and do it all over again. And then they invest all that money, like, holy shit, well, we don't have enough money. We were banking on winning the league this year so that we could get that TV money from the Premier League to help us continue and flourish in the Premier League. Oh, that ain't happening. Well, that's going to fuck some teams up. And Leeds has a history of fucking things up financially. They were one of the biggest clubs in the world at one point, or a couple points in history.
Yeah.
And then they went to administration and so on. So, and look at teams like Bolton as well, and anyway, Portsmouth, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, this is not good, no matter what the scenario is. Well, Tebow, I hope you feel better, buddy. Says he's not feeling well, has to go. Hope we don't catch the corona. Unless it's a beer. All right, so Lewis at left back at Norwich would be a great signing. He has a big future. That is true. A lot of people rate him highly. I don't really pay attention too much about them. Another one, Aarons. I think it's Max Aarons or something like that. That's another one on that club that they feel that could be, potential Premier League signing if Norwich gets relegated. But long story short, thanks for sticking with us. So sign Jonathan David. We got a Friday Night Lights episode tonight, just so you know, everybody. We were supposed to do it Friday night, but John's work had an issue or a scare or something like that with the corona, the CV. And so we had to reschedule, and we managed to get everyone to agree to do tonight. So the winner of tonight's show will face Irish Tommy and Katie in the next round. There's still 3 more shows after this one to determine who will also make it to the second round, with contestants such as Baz Cox and Alex Sheffield. Oh, that's Gentleman Bloom, yeah. Also Ian Bishop. So that would be a good one. In the chat room, we have Charlie Walsh. That's another one that's going to be in the next few weeks or so. So there's no weekend review episode tonight. That's what we were kind of touching on today, I guess, because of the rescheduling. So 9 p.m. Eastern time, that would be 1 a.m. UK. Check out Friday Night Lights, because if you're there live, you can also vote on who you think is winning the show, the episode, and then they get an extra 2 points. I know
I start work at 5:30 in the morning, so I shall skip it tonight.
Yeah, that's okay. There'll be more, but for everybody else, do it. So yes, if you're watching on Facebook or Periscope, please do us a favor and pop on over to YouTube and click the like and subscribe button. Click the notification bell, because we do put up a lot of shows, a lot of content. I do believe that We Are the Girls in Claret and Blue are going to be taking a little break until there's more action. You know what I mean? I think they're going on a little hiatus. Yeah, sorry we didn't get to do any Hammers polls, but I'm pretty sure we'll be doing that tomorrow night on AHTV and Friends. If anybody in the chat room is interested in joining me tomorrow night, just message me on social media, or message American Hammers TV on social media, or American Hammers Network, and I'll see if I can squeeze you in. I've got room for like 3 or 4 people. Love to have you on the show. Also, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, AmericanHammers.net. So please listen, people. We're not doing a Patreon anytime soon. So to help support the channel, because this isn't free for us to do, would really appreciate if you bought some merchandise, some West Ham Philly gear, or some, Ghana hammers, or whatever, or just one of our local designs, like the West Ham United, or the Statue of Liberty with American Hammers TV, American Hammers Television, et cetera, et cetera. There's tons of cool stuff. There's everything from stickers to bath mats to shower curtains to now underwear and so on. tons of cool stuff, and we get a portion of that. We don't get it all, obviously, but it would be really helpful if you could help us out and buy some shit, and then at the same time you'd be getting some cool looking shit, right? That'd be cool. What else? We gotta thank Steve for popping out of quarantine to join us. And not murdering any children on his double-decker bus. What else?
Mate, seriously, we're dragging hundreds of people about day
Go
after
straight
day.
into Tesco's. Just go straight.
Yeah,
Like
coughing and sneezing and spluttering all over us.
You needed like a shower curtain or something for your little spot in the bus, so that.
I was going to get one of those military respirators.
Well, that
It
too.
goes over the whole face.
Dude. Yeah.
Like Darth Vader turn up on the bus like that. Could you imagine?
Either that or you just start sneezing heavily anytime someone tries to step on your bus, and then they'll fucking turn right around and walk out the door.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Yeah, exactly. Shake my hand. Give me a hug. Anyway, Alex, gotta thank you as well for popping on. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to have you back on the show.
I'll be your counsel whenever you have a problem. Just let me know. Give me a call. You start to have a mental breakdown.
You bet.
Bring that shit to me.
You bet, brother. I appreciate it. And listen, thanks to everybody in the chat room. I really appreciate it. Listen, I can't. This is my favorite part. I cannot thank you guys enough. I love looking over and seeing all the comments and stuff like that. So I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all healthy. And just remember, wash your hands, wash your ass, and take a shower and just make sure you're safe. Like, don't be making out with sick people. Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right. On that note, have a great day, guys.